Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to be here, to be back. This is the 16th time I've been in this UFO International Congress since 1991, when we went to the first Congress in Las Vegas. Then we went to Mesquite, to Laughlin, and finally here to Phoenix under the management of Mr. John Rao and Open Minds. And as you know, and as I always say, I am a journalist. My mind is journalistic. I work with evidences, hard evidences, something that is possible to investigate. Since 1991, and after the total solar eclipse in Mexico City, we realized that the video, then as VHS and Betamax, was already in the hands of so many millions of people, not just in Mexico, but around the world, that probably video would help to demystify, to make real this UFO phenomenon. Right now it's amazing what is happening regarding to UFOs and videos. There are skywatchers, not just in Mexico or Phoenix, where everything started as skywatchers, but around the world. Very recently in Russia, now in Japan, and other places where this phenomenon is very constant. And now there are people, some of them very specialized, recording UFOs everywhere. And that's what brought me here, to show you what is going on around the world right now. I mean, because as we know, there are many shows, UFO shows in the television, but very few of them present what is happening today or last week or 2 months ago. And I believe that's what people want to know, the reality of this phenomenon. I know that through the past we went from abductions to contactees, but right now I believe that the most important evidence is what is possible to prove to images in video or even digital photographs. Yes, it is possible to host them, no question about that. It's possible that some people try to lie or to make us believe that some things are real and are not. There is equipment very specialized to do that, but again, there is also very specialized equipment to know when something is truth. And besides that, the investigation. Every time it's more and more important to investigate the images. Now it's as important the investigation as the evidence. And evidence without investigation is nothing. Most of the evidence that I'm going to present you here have been investigated, either directly or indirectly. But we know that there are reasons to consider them as factual. Through these last 23 years, we have been able also to make a really large files, a really large library of videos. Now we know how do they behave. Now we know when something can be considered right away as real, or if it's something out of the way, something that probably is not real just because it's so unique that there are no patterns related to that kind of sighting. Now we have tools many tools to find out if what we are presenting is real. And I don't want to speak more because I have so much to show you that I'm going to have to run. But I want to tell you all this because it's very important to understand that now everyone has a camera, either in a cellular, a digital camera, in an iPad, but now we need the investigation. Now we need more than ever the investigators. Okay. Let's start with these videos from the sun. As you know, since 2010, we have different telescopes directed to the sun. And again, in 2013, we have this huge sphere very close to the sun. We put some filters, and we know that the sphere was absolutely real. I presented you this last year, recorded in 2013. We have these huge spheres taking energy from the sun. In 1960, Freeman a scientist, predicted that huge black spheres would go around the suns, the stars, and they would take the energy. They would come from a very advanced society, and that would be the beginning of the new reality. Now they are known as the spheres of Dyson. You can clearly see these spheres so big that they are almost as big as the sun. It's something very difficult to imagine. Some of them are smaller. But you can see how they take that energy. Everything started in 2005. But by 2011, especially 2012, 13, we have so many sightings of these chips or these crafts. I don't know how to call them, plasma beings. As you can see, every single of this image comes from a different source, from a different video. This is from 2005. You have here an object surrounded by energy, and we can also clearly see how this energy is releasing energy, like bright energy. We have this video from 2010. This is from 2013. And it's the same colors, same energy. June 2013, then speed up from middle of last year to the end. We have sightings in different countries. This is 13th of October 2013 over Mexico City. What is this? I don't know, but it's becoming very frequent. It's like a different kind of chip or chip. Sorry for my pronunciation. Now we have November 3rd, 2013. And again, this is Brazil, November 2013. And you can see that all these videos have the same kind of attitude. This is from 29th of November 2013 in Russia.
مثلا حلقه هاش و شیلدش رو میبینی دورش وسطش سبزه
ستاره بالا پیدا نیست تنها نوری که از توی
عجب زیباست.
We believe it's the same thing. December 2013, Brazil, again, Mato Grosso. They are not so spectacular, but the same kind of characteristics. This is 3rd of January 2014. All these crafts surrounded by energy, as you can see. That energy makes this irrefutable. The so-called spheres, as always. January 2012, Mexico City. The spheres, as we know, are the most common. 12th of June, Switzerland, we have 2 spheres again. In Sweden, in Amsterdam, we believe these spheres are used to investigate us. They get very close.
Ahí la voy a perder. Bastante grande. Wow, increíble.
This is in Crimea. Fortunately, this time the man was using a tripod, and then we have the exact movements of this sphere. Is going down very slowly. This is a historical monument. Goes behind. And then suddenly, goes away. This is from Arizona, and this is not a sphere, but it's something really strange. Very strange. These spheres now are coming very close to our airplanes. You remember this video from August 22nd, 2006. You have this sphere is pushed a little bit forward by the airplane, but it stays in the same position. This is more and more frequent. They are hanging out very near our airplanes. This was recorded here in California, 2 spheres going very near an airplane too. Really dangerous. I don't think they are here to try to affect us, but they go very near airplanes. And we now know that in China and recently in Bremen, in Germany, the airports are closed. And this picture from the 18th of November 2011, we have here 2 spheres going behind an airplane. That's what they like to hide in the back, because the airplane, the pilots cannot see them and cannot detect them. The 7th of July 2010 was closed an airport in China. Again, 11th of September 2010. Again, the 5th of October of 2010. 17th of August 2011. Every time these airports were closed, 6th of January 2012. From 8th of December 2013, you can see this airplane is flying at 10,000 meters, 30,000 feet, and you can see a sphere going very near. This was recorded with a telescope in Italy. I received this yesterday from December 2013. You can see this sphere going behind an airplane in Manchester. And as I told you, in Bremen in Germany, the airport was closed January the 7th because of a UFO. More and more. And also very recently, near Heathrow, a pilot reported a UFO going very near his airplane. Then every time is more and more concerned by pilots around these UFOs and by controllers. In countries like China, 6 times the airports have been closed, closed completely, losing probably hundreds of flights because of UFOs. We don't hear about that here in the West, but it's happening. In China, they are giving so much concern to this security. These are some of the most remarkable sightings in the last year. This in Texas, you can see this very bright object like sending a light in the front in Texas, like illuminating or looking for something. In the same Uvalde, Texas, the 29th of April 2013, again a very bright object.
Aquí lo tengo. Vamos a ver un poquito más de... No estoy utilizando trípode.
This is very interesting. In Lucerne, in Switzerland, you can see all these lights, appearing and disappearing over the city. As we know, there is no Air Force there. There are no flares. There is nothing. Nobody can say anything about this, but just as real. Very interesting video. We can see them and then we don't. The 27th of October in 2013, we have this UFO hovering over a car. The owner of the car went away. He took his camera, and you can see some of the reflection of the UFO above the car. And it's, turning, moving in circles. It's very strange. I've never seen this. But it happened 3 times in less than a month. And now it's going away, I think was near Detroit. This is in Cleveland. It's the very same object. The video is not as good, but we can clearly see it's the same kind of thing. Just 3 or 4 days after that, or 6 days. And finally, the 28th of November in Miami, Florida, and this was with a telescope, and you can see this kind of object, and again, moving in circles. You see, it's very different technology, very different craft every time. This is from Mato Grosso in Brazil. Mato Grosso recently has been a city of many sightings in Brazil. Again in Michigan. This is interesting, recorded in Mexico, in Durango, by an astronomer using a telescope. You can see an object so big, that is living in a shadow. You can see the shadow above the moon. Here, look the object, look the shadow moves because of the orography of the moon. How large could that object be? A kilometer? A mile?
Aí, vai te saber subir.
This is in Italy again. A clear UFO standing still. This is Mexico City, 12th of January 2014. We can see a UFO so close. The classical shape, a dome, a disc, and then the object moves fast to go away from the airplane. On the 27th of January, somebody else recorded the same object in a different area of the city. This is 20th of January 2014 in Amsterdam. Again, these formations of objects appearing and disappearing again in Amsterdam. This is becoming also common. Things that we didn't see in the past now are very common. We call them motor ships. They are not really motor ships. We don't know how to call them. They are clusters of light. 25th of April 2013. This is near the river Volga in Russia.
Астраханская область, селитрёная.
In Astrakhan. Second video from the same sighting. It seems like these clusters are very visible. And many times we have many videos from the same events. This is 23rd of January 2014 in Okinawa, in Japan, over the city of Naha. We have now a cluster. There are at least there should be more, 8 videos. And we can see how the objects move and make different alignments. This is another video, video number 2. Video number 3, from different places in the city. Video number 4, number 3 again. This is number 4. In Japan, they are making television programs around these. They wanted to have an interview with me to see what I thought about it. You see more videos, and these sightings, normally it's the same that happened as I will show you in St. Petersburg.
Wow, man. 高さよ、上がってない。火の風船だったらさ。
This is St. Petersburg. This is March 22nd, 2011. And this is important because in this case, we saw a UFO coming into the group, inside the group, like a motor ship. That is why we call them motor ships. And I will tell you why at the end. I think we found the mystery here. We were able to solve it.
Вот мы уже второй раз наблюдаем. Сейчас вот один ушел уже, это самое, отделился. Он потом подойдет и опять загорится и уйдет он. Дед снимает.
She's talking about the UFOs coming and going.
Смотри, о, видишь?
Вон и шар подлетает
Шар
какой-то.
подлетает, вот второй к нему. Опа-на. Опа, о, вот.
Соединился.
Соединился, блеснуло.
At least 4 different witnesses recorded this moment in St. Petersburg, March 22nd, 2011. But it happened again in 2012. It happened again in 2013, and we are waiting for this year. Now it's 2012, 9th of April, the same city is the second largest city in Russia. And it's just the same, as it happened in Okinawa. Probably they are demonstrations. I don't know. Probably they are. And we can see objects now coming down from the object to the city, very slowly, coming down and disappearing, probably as a sphere. These spheres are used to look to us, to investigate us. This is also from 9th of April 2012. You can see the cluster moving together. The military said that this had nothing to do with them. Somebody said in the television, oh, it's military making exercises. And they say, no, we don't do exercises over cities. This is 2013, 25th of March. It's almost the same date. 22nd of March, 9, 10, and 11 of April 2012. Now it's 25th of March 2013. And this time we had 15 different videos. 15 different videos.
Ой, еще две подлетело, нифига себе.
Ого.
What is this phenomenon of the clusters? You see they are getting closer and closer, and these are probably demonstrations that they make to big cities like Naha in Okinawa or St. Petersburg in Russia. Okay, now here probably we unsolve this mystery through this video. You can see these UFOs. You see, just the storm allow us to see them. They are there. They're in the middle of the storm. People were seeing them. But now, let's check the video again, frame by frame. You see, the UFO, the cluster is there, but then we stop, and now we have a craft in the back. Are these craft invisible to the eyes? They are using this as a camouflage? I don't know, probably. Probably when we have a cluster, it's because a huge object is behind that. And they use it to hide behind the lights. I don't know. I mean, how can I know? But the image here suggests that. Now, we have new devices. Security cameras everywhere. This is the new thing. Now we have night vision cameras, infrared cameras, Yukon Rangers. You saw the demonstration they gave us last night. Incredible equipment, and it's amazing. William Rowling here recorded many years ago UFOs in the middle of the night using these night vision cameras. Now many people are doing the same. And I think if you want to make a sky watch at night, especially at night, you should get one of these equipment because it's just amazing. There are so many invisible videos. We will see that. I mean, there is so much going on out there. We cannot imagine. If we knew, we would freak out, I think. Okay, these are the security cameras. This is in Russia, 14th of April 2010, just released last year. The police was called to investigate, and they didn't know what it was. This is also in Russia, in Volgogrado, Russia. You see the security cameras recording these spheres going around the houses, and they are invisible to the eye. You cannot see them even if you are there, but your camera can see them. You can put your security cameras. Yeah, the cat, the cat. Look this one. It's No, that was not the one. No, sorry. This is in Los Angeles, again, a sphere moving in front of the camera. This is, probably you saw this video in Naples, Florida. Look what happened. This is above the pool. This huge energy, plasma energy, comes and hovers above the pool, like taking water from the pool. And some people saw it live. Oh, this is the one I was telling you. You see the people coming? You see?
Да, 16-го ночь, с 15 на 16 ночь. Вот отсюда сейчас будет выглядать. Вот это выглядит.
И спрятался.
Да, видите?
Такое впечатление, что посмотрел, иду.
Сейчас опять будет. Видите? Прячется.
A little
Они
shy.
его не видят, похоже. Но они могут не видеть, потому что
Я
здесь
ходил
свет.
туда, я там ничего не увидел. Я думал, может, я его сейчас поймаю, где выбегал, нет.
Хорошо, что вы его не видели.
If you watch closely, you can see faces inside. It's like they are using some kind of technology to watch us. You can see 3 different heads there. You can see the eyes. This was in a military complex in Russia. It was leaked out and it was presented like you see. Now it's one very close. At the beginning, I couldn't understand, but it's real. I've been watching this very closely. I don't know, it's like a holographic thing. And this is just from 26th of January 2013 in San Francisco del Rincón in Guanajuato in Mexico. Look at this. Sky fishing, a new technique. You leave your camera recording all day long, you come back, and sometimes you get something, like this man, Daniel Hernandez. He puts his camera, he goes to work, and then he comes back, and he was able to see this object going in a straight line, very clearly a metallic UFO like the ones we had in the total solar eclipse in Mexico in '91. Very similar. And the interesting thing here is that many times he has seen these unidentified flying objects going in the same direction. You see, this is one, and these are just examples. It's very small. I don't know if you can see it. This is another one, the same place, same direction, same time in the day, not every day, but many times. These objects go with this technique, sky fishing. You have another one here. And this is in Los Angeles, also with sky fishing. We are moving the camera. We blew up the image and we are following. It's not the subject. He left the camera recording. We made a close-up and we moved the take. Like in this one, is the same case, 9 of December 2013, in Mexico City. That's sky fishing. And these are the invisible UFOs. Probably you remember this video recorded by Pedro Avila in 2004. It's important because you have two takes, one in normal spectrum, the other in infrared. You don't see in the normal spectrum what you see with the infrared. It means that the object is invisible to the eye. That's something the military dream, you know, to make invisible planes. It's possible. It's possible. All these objects were recorded with special cameras. The objects were not visible to the eye. We have many interviews, many witnesses who report that they couldn't see with their own eyes. They just saw it through the camera. That's why I tell you, invisible objects to the eye. This is in Argentina. You can see these two very fast objects. And again, now it's in Argentina again. You see the two objects moving, getting closer, and now it's three objects. They got together and they'll go away. This is in Los Angeles again. Objects invisible to the eye. Amazing, isn't it? Above the city. And this is a huge object. Okay, this is in Tepoztlán, Morelos, in Mexico. And my team went to make a skywatch. I have a website, Tercer Milenio TV. And we make a skywatch frequently live. We were there recording, and then our cameras, and we couldn't see these with our own eyes, found lights. These lights are in the middle of the mountain. Then they put some lasers, and look what happened. When you put the laser, the object started reflecting the light or trying to respond to the light. This was in a different sighting above the volcano Popocatépetl. A huge object, invisible to the eye, went above them. And this is from Denver, Colorado. Again, a group of objects moving very fast in the middle of the night, invisible to the eye. It's just amazing. And very recently in Mexico, in the state of Guanajuato, León, we got many sightings like this. Well, this is from Italy, from Rome. Again, invisible to the eye, this object, very bright to the infrared camera.
Right here.
which could very well just be
Light like satellites can do that.
Two objects moving here in Arizona.
Yeah,
These
they
are
are.
our friends from the night
We
vision
don't know.
cameras. They recorded this.
I'm looking directly.
Again, two objects moving in the volcano Popocatépetl at the same time. My team recorded this. From Australia, December 15, 2013.
Holy shit, look at that.
Just amazing.
Look at it,
How
they're,
many
like,
times
completely moving.
we see now two objects following each other? And this is from December 23rd, Mexico City. Two objects moving together again. Moving at great speed, and you can see the stars under the object, under the group of objects. This from a few days ago, and again, February 5th, 2014, and see, he was following the airplane, and then this group of UFOs go very fast. You see? And this is from the January 12th, 2014, near Mexico City again, an infrared camera, an object invisible to the eye. So many now, so many. You saw this video last year, amazing video, October the 25th, 2012. You remember this one, recorded with a camera from Televisa. This is the real time. This is the real time how this object went inside the crater. The astronomers said this was a meteorite, this was a galaxy, this was something else, but not a UFO. We put some filters and we can clearly see that the object is going in front of the clouds, in front of the gas, and behind the crater, clearly. I don't know what it is. We have two cameras, and you remember this. I presented this last year, but it's very important because nobody, I sent this to many meteorological services in Mexico, United States. No one has been able to explain two vortices, one on top of the other, moving in different directions. This has never happened before. Three different radars, NOAA from United States, Weather Channel from United States, and National Meteorological Service of Mexico. And you can see both vortices moving in different directions. We investigate this, and this is sacred geometry. This is National Meteorological Service from Mexico. And this is NOAA, and the meaning of this is the flower of life. The flower of life is the beginning of a new life. This happened on the 27th of October last year. I mean, 2 years ago, or a year and a half. Just 2 months before the new era began. Was that a message? They telling us this is a new era, this is the new beginning? The flower of life is the representation of a new being that is being developed. The new cells getting together, that's the flower of life. It means that we are now in a birth. The earth is giving a birth to a new human being. That is a message, no question about that. I mean, I don't care what they say. No one has been able to explain this. And why is so important? Because this happened not in the volcano Popocatépetl, very near, very, very near, but in a different volcano. El Nevado de Toluca is an extinct volcano. A skywatcher from Mexico, Jose Luis Rueda, went with his family the 4th of January this year. You can see the snow there, and you can see this object moving in the middle of the crater. What is doing there? Inside the crater, there is no one there. It's so cold. There was 5 or 10 centigrades below zero. It's very cold. It's very high. It's because El Nevado de Toluca is a center of energy, or probably the Popo, or both. They are from the neovolcanic axis, both volcanoes. After I was here a year ago, a few days after that, we got a new video recorded by the network Televisa with their special camera in the volcano. And you can see the same object again. And even though this camera is not with the same resolution, this is from the Senapret, and you can see the object moving right there too. The difference is the resolution of the camera. But it's just to prove that the video is not a hoax. One is a scientific camera, the other is a network camera. It's not very impressive. It could be anything, but then with the other camera, you can clearly see that is not an airplane or anything. Besides, it's prohibited to go around. And this is from May the 30th, 2013. Look at this, please. Look at this. Even though the clouds, the gas is moved away by this object. That the first video is real. We had this kind of things since 2001. This is from the scientific camera Senapret, and you can see this object, February 14th, 2001. Some people say, well, where can we find this kind of objects? Oh, yeah, there are many evidences. This was recorded in Manchester in April 2011. Same kind of object. You know, you can see the energy inside the object. This is Virgin, Kentucky. Somebody said it's a Google balloon. No. We have many evidences.
Lo tengo, no vayan a mover la camioneta.
Above the volcano, a month later, in November 2012.
Ya lo tengo, ven, le estoy metiendo todo el zoom. No muevan la camioneta, por favor, Ven, acércate acá, Gaby.
Y se recarguen.
Es el que se metió al volcán, al Popo, el largo. Vengan a verlo aquí en la cámara, lo tengo en el zoom.
No te vamos a mover.
No se acerquen, no se acerquen.
This is the rescue service, and this is from the 27th of October 2013 in Mexico City. Same object again. Is this the Google balloon again? Probably. It's everywhere. This is Macuspana, Tabasco in Mexico just a couple of months ago again.
Ни один земной летательный аппарат не способен приземлиться под таким углом. О внеземном происхождении объекта говорит и его форма. Он словно состоит из двух сигарообразных...
Okay, the hum continues. Just a very few examples. If we can put the audio up, please. Here, well, it's okay. Let's just listen this. This is very recent, and I really think it's someone is knocking at our window or door and trying to get our attention.
Dude. Did you guys hear that?
Mexicali, Mexico, 29th of January 2013.
I want to be out in like 5. So there it is again, do you hear that? Oh, don't go just yet. Maybe if we just went a bit further up, we might see something.
Colombia. I believe this is Canada.
What the fuck is it? Like, okay, I'm gonna see if you guys can see. It sounds like it's coming from like, not the center of town, but like past it, like the boondocks. Hold on. Yeah, you can't see much of anything out here, so much for outdoor visibility. I don't know if you could see behind me, but behind me is the road, and you can see cars passing by, and it's coming.
Germany, 18th of January.
Hier ist das das wirklich echt ist.
Russia, 5th of February 2014.
Ano ci za teraz posłuchaj jak to wali.
And this is the only video that we have a UFO with the sounds. This is in Varginha, Brazil, in June 2011. Excuse me, 2012. As you know, because of the weather, the conditions of the weather in 2013 was one of the poorest seasons of the crop circles in England. There was not so much to comment except one formation related to antennas. This one is for the year 2000. Okay, this is the one that appeared last year, and I think we decoded this. Nobody knew exactly what it was, but then we made a mirror effect, and doing the mirror effect in both ways, you have the full message. You see, you have here what it looks like a parabolic, like a telescope, like an antenna, very much related to the message that we sent to la constelación de Hércules in 1974 through the Arecibo telescope. You see, it's something similar to this. It means to me that they want us to send a new message to them, and they represent themselves with a craft, with a beam chip. And I think they're asking for communication here. We have a second that appeared near an antenna. It looks like an antenna from above. It's pure speculation, but it's possible that this is the meaning of the most important formation from last year. As you know, I have become a fan of these drones. I was really dreaming to have one of these drones to fly above the crop formations in England. Even though there is not much to say, so many things to say from England last year, I wanted to present what we did with the crops and the flights with our drone. Probably you are going to enjoy this. I just would like to say that just very recently in San Jose, in California, there was a fake crop circle. Probably you knew about it, created so much expectation. NVIDIA did it to promote a new chip for mobiles. But the thing is that they brought the people from England to do it, and they were very proud, and they say, oh, it just took us 2 weeks to do it, you know? I think it's just there. I mean, 2 weeks. All of these appear in one night. From the night to the morning. Think whatever you want. These are real, and these are messages.
We are getting closer. The increase in the occurrences of an alien presence around the world suggests the existence of an agenda, a plan. It is difficult to determine whether this approach is motivated by our development, our technology, or by their concerns about major changes that we are creating in our world. It is clear that we will face enormous challenges in the coming years. Overpopulation, the mass extinction of species, climate change, pollution in all parts of the world are some of the great dangers that humanity will face in the process of evolution towards the development of a society more just and sustainable, towards a society that will be able to live in harmony with itself and with its environment. Now we know that there are millions of worlds like ours just in our own galaxy. Life develops and persists in the most extreme environments. Today it's impossible not to see that in all worlds there is a form of life. Not all life develops, but when the conditions are right, it thrives and develops intelligence. Intelligent life evolves until finding its permanence and sustainability, then moves on to develop the technology for building a complex society that attains the knowledge which allows them to travel freely to the farthest corners of the universe. A society that is able to overcome inequality and disease. These are beings that can prolong their existence for centuries or millennia. They can reach other worlds to bring the good. Only good allows this level of development. Only creative societies survive, persist. Only they can go on and advance. Maybe they represent themselves as divine beings, bringing their expertise to others. The examples in our world and in our history prove it. The visitors are waiting for us. They wait day when we find our way of true spiritual development. The day when we can truly understand that sustainability can only be achieved through kindness and love. We have a long way to go. Yet we will have to face our mistakes and learn that only united, hand in hand, we will find the true meaning of our existence, and then return to God. And we will find the paradise we have always dreamt of. For now it is possible to think that our descendants will have that opportunity and that they will reach heaven and understand the divine will.
Muchas gracias.